Capcom has officially announced the return of Onimusha after a 20-year hiatus. Onimusha, Way of the Sword, represents the first new mainline entry since 2006, but it's taking a completely different approach than previous games in the series. Let's examine what we know based on official sources and developer statements. Welcome to the Power Play, Onimusha fans. Today we're analyzing all confirmed information about Onimusha, Way of the Sword. This franchise shaped samurai gaming in the early 2000s, and now it's making its return. Make sure to subscribe for more gaming analysis. For those unfamiliar with the franchise, Onimusha debuted in 2001 as Capcom's answer to survival horror with samurai combat. The series blended historical Japanese settings with supernatural elements, featuring warriors wielding mystical oni gauntlets to battle demonic creatures called genma. The original trilogy ran from 2001 to 2004, followed by Dawn of Dreams in 2006. The franchise has sold 8.7 million units worldwide across all entries. After nearly 2 decades of dormancy, Way of the Sword marks the series' return to active development. According to producer Akihiro Kadawaki and director Satoru Nihei, development began in 2020. However, a significant portion of that time was spent on a single element that speaks to the project's ambition and attention to detail. The team wanted to use the likeness of legendary Japanese actor Toshiro Mifune for their protagonist, Miyamoto Musashi. Mifune, who starred in classic Akira Kurosawa films like Seven Samurai and Rashomon, actually portrayed Musashi in a 1954 film trilogy. The developers felt his portrayal captured the essence of what makes a samurai compelling. Securing the rights to use Mifune's likeness took 2 full years of negotiations with Mifune Productions, from 2020 to 2022. This extended timeline demonstrates Capcom's commitment to authenticity in their vision for the franchise's return. Way of the Sword represents a complete departure from previous Onimusha storylines. Director Nihei stated there's basically no connection with the previous work, designed specifically so newcomers can experience the game without prior knowledge of the series. While previous games were set during Japan's Sengoku period, Way of the Sword takes place in early Edo period Kyoto. The historic city has been corrupted by supernatural forces called malice, creating twisted environments where Genma demons have returned to threaten humanity. Players control Miyamoto Musashi, modeled after Toshiro Mifune's appearance, but voiced by actor Kenichiro Thompson. Musashi wields the series' signature Oni Gauntlet, which grants supernatural power to combat the Genma threat, while absorbing their souls for strength. The game maintains the series' core identity through familiar mechanics. The Oni Gauntlet returns with its soul absorption capabilities, the Isen counterattack system, which allowed players to execute devastating critical strikes with precise timing. Also makes its return alongside a new break-Isen system designed specifically for boss encounters. The development team has been explicit about their design philosophy. Producer Kadawaki emphasized they're not trying to make an impossibly difficult game. Director Nihei clarified that it isn't an open-world game, and it certainly isn't a punishing die-and-retry experience either. Combat focuses heavily on sword-based action with enhanced parrying mechanics. Successfully executing multiple parries strengthens the weapon's power over time. Environmental interaction has been expanded, allowing players to use elements like tatami mats for defense or kimonos to obstruct enemy vision during combat encounters. The game maintains the series' traditional linear stage progression, rather than adopting modern open-world design trends. The campaign is estimated at approximately 20 hours, which actually exceeds the length of most previous Onimusha entries. Puzzle elements will be incorporated throughout the experience, staying true to the series' adventure game roots. This reboot approach reflects broader trends in Capcom's strategy with dormant franchises. The company has successfully revitalized properties like Resident Evil and Monster Hunter by modernizing core mechanics while preserving essential identity elements. Way of the Sword faces the challenge of appealing to two distinct audiences. Original fans who experienced the PS2-era games have specific expectations about tone, mechanics, and storytelling approach. Meanwhile, new players represent the majority of the current gaming market, but have no attachment to previous entries. The game enters a market where samurai-themed action titles have evolved significantly since 2006. Titles like Sekiro, Ghost of Tsushima, and the upcoming Ghost of Yotei have established new benchmarks for the genre. Way of the Sword must differentiate itself while meeting contemporary quality standards. Onimusha. Way of the Sword is scheduled for release in 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC through Steam. No specific release date has been announced, though previous Onimusha games typically launched between January and March. A playable demonstration is planned for Gamescom 2025, which will provide the first hands-on experience for players and press. This will likely be the first opportunity to assess how the modernized mechanics feel in practice. The announcement has generated divided reactions within the Onimusha community. Longtime fans have expressed both excitement about the franchise's return and concerns about the reboot approach. Some appreciate the decision to start fresh, while others had hoped for continuation of the established storylines from Dawn of Dreams. Common points of appreciation include the high production values evident in early footage, the decision to maintain linear progression instead of adopting open-world design, and the thoughtful approach to casting with Toshiro Mifune's likeness. Concerns center around the departure from established continuity, changes to combat mechanics, and whether the new direction captures what made the originals distinctive. With over 4 years of development, time already invested, and more than a year remaining until release, Way of the Sword represents a significant commitment from Capcom. The extended development period and attention to details like the Mifune licensing suggest substantial resources have been allocated to the project. The game's success will ultimately depend on execution quality and how effectively it balances respect for the franchise's legacy with the needs of a modern gaming audience. The 2026 release window provides additional development time to refine the experience. Onimusha. Way of the Sword represents Capcom's vision for reviving one of their most distinctive franchises through a complete creative restart. By combining classic series elements with modern production values and a fresh narrative approach, the game aims to reintroduce Onimusha to both returning fans and new audiences. Whether this strategy succeeds will become clear as we approach the 2026 release. We'll continue following the game's development and providing updates as more information becomes available. What are your thoughts on Capcom's approach to reviving Onimusha? Share your perspective in the comments and subscribe for continued coverage of this and other gaming developments.
If you enjoy our content and want us to keep delivering the latest news, reviews, and gameplay tips, please consider supporting us by clicking the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified about our latest uploads. Join the Power Play community with Jason Creed. Thank you for being part of our journey. Let's keep gaming together.